Hi. Well, today I wanted to talk about something that I just noticed. I've been noticing lately, and it's a lack of um, a lack of manners, of just human kindness lately. And I live in Louisiana, and I noticed that when I go to other states, it's not usually as bad. Like people do seem to be a bit more polite um, in states like Alabama, California. In Texas, honestly, it's kind of the same. The parts that I've been to lately, it's about what and what with Louisiana where I am. But most other states I go to, people do seem to be more friendly, mannerly, and kind. And I wonder what all that is about. And I know that in Louisiana, recently, like within the last few years, there's been an uptick in racial tensions. And being that I am a brown person, maybe that's what I'm feeling is people who aren't the same color as me, um, feeling more uncertain and tense around me, so they're less polite. That could be part of it. But also even people who are my race, I hate the word race, but people who are my race, um, seem also to be like a little colder towards each other than normal. So it's like everyone's on edge, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and why that is. It seems to all boil down to that we are not valuing each other as individuals as much as we used to in the past. And I think that comes from fear because we're afraid to go out of our way to show that we value the people around us. And it's a fear that has its basis in several different things, several different lines of reasoning. And one of those might be like just your average fear of rejection. And this is something that I think might be what I'm seeing at the place where I work. Like usually when I come in the mornings, the people who are younger than me, they don't say hello. It will be just them and me. Only people in the room. When I walk in, they don't say anything. Usually I'll have to initiate it. And I notice other people when they come in, these same young people, they don't say hello. And sometimes when other people say hello, they don't say anything at all. Now I understand that everyone's busy at work, but usually when I'm busy, I hear when people say hello. And I might keep looking at my computer, but I'll respond in kind. Because that's just a polite thing to do. It's a way to show that you value another human being. Um, and other things like that where, oh, like this one time I got in a really, really bad car accident, completely totaled my car, um, before work. So I called in and told them what happened and said I would be late. Um, so I went to work like right after this crazy car accident that I was surprisingly not injured from. And actually I was like bruised and stuff, but I still went to work. And when I got there, some people were like, "Oh, are you okay?" But there were other people who knew what happened, barely looked up from their computer when I walked in. And I think that's really interesting. And it comes down to, from my perspective, I could be wrong, it comes down to not valuing the people around you. And I tried to put myself in this person's shoes. Because there's one person in particular who I'm thinking of. Like, why is she like that with people? She'll laugh and joke with people very loudly. But when it comes to showing like empathy, it's almost like there's a wall. And I think that comes from, like I said earlier, fear. And it might be fear of rejection. Because when you're rejected, that's painful. That's one of the most painful things ever, to be rejected. And that's something that I struggle with too. I'm afraid to, like if I like a guy, I'm completely afraid to approach him because I'm afraid of being rejected. So I can understand that we are afraid to show that we value someone who's basically a stranger because we're afraid that our feelings might be like shoved aside or whatever. And then we'll feel rejected and really stupid for putting ourselves out there even just a little bit. So that's something I can kind of understand. And I don't know, maybe that's not what this person is thinking of. Maybe she just really does not care about other people. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's more likely fear. Another reason that people don't value each other right now is fear of losing their own status by showing that they care about someone else. And I think like this could happen if someone, I'll use a work example again. Like if I see someone in a lower position, like let's say I want a promotion, so I'm trying to make friends with the right people who are up there who have some status, clout. But I see someone struggling who's, in a lower position, and I want to do something to help them, but I know that if I do that, these people will see me associating with this person, and I'm afraid that them seeing me with this lower person will make me look less than, or it'll make me lose status in their eyes, and I want them to see me as one of them. So that could be a problem, like being afraid to assign someone value because you don't want to lose status in the eyes of your peers. Or it could be a fear of losing status in your own perspective, in my own perspective. Like maybe, for example, people who are super, super staunch about their religious or political beliefs, and they're like, what I believe is right. Everyone else is wrong. And they won't even value people enough to listen to what they have to say. They completely shut the door, do this. They don't want to listen because they're afraid of losing status in their own head. Like, what if what this other person is saying actually makes sense? And that means I'm wrong. I lose status. So that could be another reason why we have so much trouble valuing each other these days. And that's just really sad. I'm guilty of this too, definitely. I think most of the time the reason I don't show enough value to people who I actually really do care about is because A, I'm tired. That's it a lot of times, so that could be a reason. And B, fear of rejection. Like fear that me going out of my way to show someone that I care about them is just going to be completely rejected. Which has happened plenty of times. And I want to say that I don't, even though I was rejected, I don't feel bad about trying to reach out to someone. And I guess I really don't, because that's the right thing to do, but it does really, really, really suck and hurt when you spend your money, which you don't have a lot of, on someone, to get them something to show that you care, and then they just I don't even want this. Or you go out of your way to do something that takes time and effort and energy, and they just completely don't care at all, or they even make fun of the gift. I've overheard someone do that before. Like, I like to make short films, but they're really, really bad quality. So I made someone a short film, which took a lot of work, even though it was terrible. And later on, I overheard him making fun of it with one of his friends, and I felt so stupid. So those are the kind of things that'll make you be like, I think I'll sit this one out and let someone else show that they value people. And that's really easy to do. But I don't think that's good. Even though it's easy to do that, it's better to keep showing people that we value them, because it makes us healthier, first of all. I'm sorry, I'm really tired right now, if you can't tell. But seriously, it does, it makes us healthier people when we have a more positive outlook and we share that positive outlook with other people. Because it can, I know, like, when I'm feeling bad about myself or depressed, when I try to make someone else feel good about themselves, it makes me feel better about myself. So showing other people that we value them is never a bad idea. Even if they don't give that back to us, or even if they don't act like they care in that moment, you never know. Later on, when they're at a low point in their life and they think no one cares about them, they might remember, oh, that one time Frank bought me lunch even though he didn't have to, and he said it was because he thought I did a great job or whatever. Well, he values me, so maybe I am worth something. So yeah, the point is that, like, it's never a bad idea to value other people. And let's see how many times I can say the word value in like 5 minutes. Obviously a million. So I guess that was today's video. I'm really tired right now. I didn't sleep at all last night. But that's okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.